Hello everyone, welcome back. We are here back for match of the week, for match 2 between Infinite Vortex's Tempest and the Automata's Exos going up to Master Tier. I am Childeros, but I will not be casting this match. I'm just here to do the intro. Our casters for this game will be Fuffy and Tavasi, and without further ado, you two can take it away as we're about to get into map 1 of Icebox.
All right, well, thank you for throwing into us, Jill. We have an interesting matchup here in the Master Tier as, like you said, Tempest versus Exos. Not two teams I'm very familiar with, but I will be interested to see how they play. We have Pro, Xeno, Drisk, Patriot, and Bone Man on the Exos with Akify, Yeslo, uh, Whisper, Shemi, Muppet on the Tempest.
I am excited to get to see this. Similarly to you, I'm in a spot where I do not know. Given that I've sort of been away from VDC, sadly, because of my scheduling. Even though it was so fun last season, even getting to do some playoffs and like just see the pure hype and insanity that this league can bring. But now that I'm back here, the one thing that I do know is I know the Automata. And I've got to say, Automata are. I just know Mecha, really. And so I don't know whether I should root for them or whether I need to keep up the bit of just rooting against Mecha.
Yeah, listen, we all root against Mecha here, but pretty interesting as pretty similar team comps coming out.
Yeah.
Are the Jet and KO differences?
It looks
Not
like the Sage and the Viper are really sort of the most important pieces to just be able to deny area on a map with so many both choke points of Icebox, but then also just the wide open areas that Viper wall is going to be very, very useful.
mm-hmm.
We can see, yeah, just the Jet versus the KO, that one key difference between these two comps as we will begin to jump into this one here on Icebox. I am
Yeah.
I'm
A tried
excited
and
to be able
tested
to.
map.
Yeah, Icebox is. I know Icebox pretty well. I used to be an Icebox hater when it came out, but now I'm warming up to it.
Yeah, I used to be an Icebox hater as well, and then I started to like it, and then I lost on it in finals of Contender last season, and now I'm back to hating it. So it is what it
Unfortunately,
is.
it'll be like that. I have I've definitely played on teams where it's like, oh man, this map is great, and you have one bad loss, and you're like, all right, new permaban.
Looks like we have a strong A-hold coming out from the Exos here. Some checking up on main, mid, so to speak, as they try to make their way into A. Oh, contact is made. We are slowly finding our way with everyone making their way over to A.
Yeah, Shemi looking for something up over
Oh.
top. Just gonna get rid of that Sova dart. As now we're just chilling. This has turned into just like a stalemate of no one wanting to make first contact.
Yeah, they're willing to take a lot of space on A, give up all that space on B, and really prepare for a push here. Interesting that oh, they're starting to push now. Shemi takes over one.
When they're just running straight in. Oh, another one for Shemi. Grabbing that one. Gonna go ahead and push through that Viper's wall. Just chilling here on the site. And now that Spike is able to get down, it's a tough retake here in a 3-on-5 that I don't even know if this will be possible, though Patriots got something to say about that.
Yeah, they've got the numbers now to retake the site. Oh. One goes down, just narrowly escaped on the rope. Gets caught out though still. Muppet playing with lineups. Will it be enough to secure the round? Doesn't look like it.
Ooh. That's just a tough one there. Able to get all the frags, but just not able to get into it, as they even lose one there to the spike blast. And so it's up by 1 here for Tempest.
Yeah, a convincing retake there. But you know, it's a very interesting lead we come into, with the Icebox being one where you can definitely make a chamber pistol do some work. So necessarily having a buy doesn't guarantee you a round win. Lots of
That's
places you
true.
can
That's
teleport.
true. The economy here both going to be important, but also can just be entirely turned on its head. Muppet the one to start searching out towards B main, as they're just going to all walk up. Just playing spread out, letting everybody make contact across the map. There's going to be a spotted out push there. Xeno just drops back. But that's drawn some rotates over to A, while the spike is still sitting here towards B.
Looking for anything he can find mid, Shemi. But looks like Muppet's going out to yellow with the bomb. A risky position, with the walls up to cover. They'll be making it known they're here. They're setting up for the post plant already. And that'll draw over rotates on A.
Spike able to just be chucked down there, and now it's just going to be pistols sent into the meat grinder. These SMGs here should be able to just grind them up. Tempest should be able to just lock this one down, but we still have to see. As you said before, anything is possible, especially with that chamber still online. Now the run comes in. Shemi gonna make first contact. The flick isn't hit, and Xeno up close runs out with the shorty. Taken down, was able to get one Muppet as well, and Bone Man can get one back, but really that's all they're going to get, as Tempest head up to 2 after a very close first round there in the pistol. They make this one look easy.
The buys do end out coming up in force there, as it's honestly just developed into a close range fight on the bomb at the end. No ability to take care of that sniping, barely living after whiffing
Yeah.
that shot.
If there were more bullets in the shorty, then they were dead. That being said, it's a shorty, so like
yeah, looking like an A side push this round.
Here.
Just sussing things out at the moment.
Yeah, just sort of a little bit of a jiggle. Now this is where the SMGs that were so powerful up earlier are going to run into a full buy, and it's going to be a little bit scarier. Stack over towards A with 3 players set up early. If the exec that it looks like Tempest want to do comes in, this could be real rough. Oh, tag into 7. Gonna be taken down solo, and just going to have to wait for once their healing recharges so that they can top back up, as now the hit goes in. Toxin screen gonna go up and then right back down, and they pump the brakes again. Wesley flashes in, and now it is go time. Player up above doesn't hit the flick. Xeno has the first one. They're just gonna keep creeping up forward, but Xeno's got a second. Able to just shut this down along with Patriot, and this should just be Exos able to grab their first round on the board.
What an amazing spot from Exo there. He really just he held them down at the start of the round, and just continued to hold them in that spot until they were ready to push, but they didn't deal with him in time.
Okay, but now the partial buy is done. And it means that we should be seeing rifles on everybody. And that means that this is the first real test for both of these teams. Everybody's got just about everything that they could want, besides possibly an operator. And it looks like a player is DC'd, so we're just going into a tech pause. We get to chill. We get to wait until hopefully this player is able to get back online and we're able to get things going. Always sucks to have a tech pause, but I would say it's better to have it earlier in a game like this so that we can get it out of the way instead of halting the entire momentum near the end, sort of once a game gets to its real peak.
Yeah, just looking at the board here, we have pretty even ultimates coming across, even though a team is in the lead right now with 2 ults coming up, maybe this round for both
Yeah.
teams.
The fact that the Exos on pistol round got all of the kills, yes, they could not defuse the spike, but still they got all those kills, meant that the ultimate economy is still so back and forth. And it's a 1-2 scoreline, but really, I would consider this game even.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting spot to put them in. I don't see a buy yet from Muppet, so I'm interested to see what they do end up buying. They have the money to
I
buy.
believe,
Ah,
I believe they were
yes.
the one that DC'd.
Right, of course, the disconnect. Well, we'll see.
Unfortunate to happen.
We'll see what they end up buying in a bit when they reconnect. But at the moment, hard to say which team favors Vandals or Phantoms, as the Exos have a couple Phantoms on their team.
I prefer whichever one I didn't die with last.
That's that's a very simple way to put it, I suppose.
So I'm an every other round kind of guy, basically.
Yeah. Phantoms do keep you buying heavy armor, as you can still be one-shot headshot by a Phantom if you're buying light. So that I know some people
That's
like to
true.
pull the if you all buy Vandals, just buy light armor, but
All right, can we see whatever they are doing in attacker spawn? I just looked on the mini map and I saw him like circling around in game. It's glorious. I always got to make some fun out of a rough situation if a player DCs, because we never know if this could just be like, oh, games crash, got to restart the PC, or if this is just, oh, my internet went out. This is bad, bad. We need to, if possible, get an emergency sub or play 4v5 for some time or wait for a long time for things to get back. Oh, looks like Muppet has reconnected, so we might be able to get into things soon. We see him moving around there. The readies in the chat as everything can get set up. And now we jump into the pivotal first gun round of the game. This will really just show who gets off on the front foot.
yeah, this will mean a lot for whichever team wins. It will really set the tone for the next few rounds and all rifle rounds, really.
There's been a lot of time for Tempest to think about this. And so whatever, yes, they had a player DC, but still, whatever their strat is, whatever is coming out, hopefully they've got something good for us as Shemmy's the one to creep up to take contact and to take off that head. A
Great
nice
first pick.
opening pick found. And with this now, the entire map is theirs. They can pull rotates every which way. Well, the Exos have got to be a little nervous.
Not committing too many people to one site just yet. Keeping some in mid. They don't know yet that the entire team is rotated. They might be suspecting it as the jet is coming back around to B.
Yeah, coming back around but completely walled off. Spike can probably go down as, oh, welcome to Viper's world. Ulti popped up and Zeno shuts one down. Muppet taken out at long range, but Wesley has gotten Crow. So the attacker advantage is maintained for now. And Wesley's got an interesting spot up here. The knife not going to reveal where anyone is, but Shemmy is going to get a headshot onto Patriot. And with that, things just keep swinging back and forth as Bone Man gets a pick up, and Zeno, it's even. We're in a 2v2. I have no idea which way this round will go as Zeno's tagged up, but able to survive.
Zeno's very low. He might be able to do a little, or he might be able to do a lot with that.
Oh, they still have to plant Spike. This is a real rough spot because Bone Man is up so close, could possibly even deny this, but doesn't want to over peek out. Wants to wait to play off their teammate, and perfectly Zeno will do it, and the trade's gonna come through eventually. Such a labored spray, but Bone Man breathes a sigh of relief as they're able to get that one, but it was tense.
Well, Zeno, with that powerful position from Snowman, just through the walls and the smokes, finding players that were absolutely critical. taking out that Viper ult just absolutely ruined their dreams for that round. They to lose a Viper ult that early in the game and have it be basically non-use is a very tough spot to be in, and will look great for the Exos as they continue to push forward on these rifle rounds.
Yeah, if they can keep finding impact like that, they can just turn entire rounds on their head. That was, I think, a 4-on-3, 4-on-2 at the best,
Yeah,
but Xeno just turned it around entirely.
yeah. Looking up mid to try to find some things. Not a whole lot of.
Oh, the
Oh,
chamber. The chamber one tap, if it can come through, not going to come through, but still going to be scary enough that it forces out a retreat. They've got some more space in mid. We'll see if they decide to creep up, because Patriots creep back around to find another angle. So they could just walk all the way up towards kitchen.
they'll get alerted off the trip here, I think. But it
Oh,
all
maybe
depends.
eventually. They're going slow. They're going to try to shoot it down, but that does reveal their spot. And so now it is go time. It is they know where we are. We got to go fast. But going fast into their death, Patriot grabs that one onto Wesley. And the rest of these attackers just trapped. As Bone Man's gotten that one as well.
The
I'm
tables
not
have
sure what the
completely
rest of them
turned.
can even get out of this.
Yeah, now
Oh, Whisper might have a timing.
they're all trapped in kitchen now, trying to find a way out of it.
Oh, Whisper's out. He sees him, gets him in the side, and that's an avenue. They're going to go all the way back through. They have mid entirely open, and the A site only really has one defender close by. 20 seconds. It is a full-on sprint. This should be heard by Xeno, but Xeno with an operator, it's going to be tough. If they get double swung, I doubt they get more than one. This could potentially put it into a clutch, but oh, this is perfect. Ready to dash so they can get the frag and a dash away if needed, but it's not even required. Only Whisper back up. Time runs out and fragged on down. Great work there from the Expos. It's Xeno again to come up clutch, but this time not in the early round frags to sort of equalize things, but instead in the late round to just deny any kind of spike plant.
Another timeout coming in just as Xeno's trying to find their footing. You may have missed it, but Xeno actually did find a pick right at the start of that round as someone crept up on A. So that op proving very useful in his hands. Unfortunate that they found the one person with spike right as time diminished for being able to plant and denied them plant on that site. But we come into a pause here. No doubt looking to readjust for the Tempest here. Try to figure out a better way to attack and use their players more wisely as they're coming against an op.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest issues for them has just been that they're getting picked apart piece by piece. They're not able to stick together and trade enough. And in that last round, they just didn't have the firepower to really do so. It just sort of ended up as running into their deaths trying to escape kitchen.
Yeah,
That being said, once they get rifles online, if they're able to stick together and trade out, then a threat like Xeno becomes a lot less threatening if you just limit them to a one and done.
yeah. The round definitely had a very interesting thing where it turned basically around to the attackers finding themselves in the defensive spawn almost and needing to break their way out. Viper comes up here with a wall looking to make some noise on A starting off. Correctly guessing the site with less players on it as it happens.
Yeah, but the rotate's coming in. Xeno knows that they want to be in the middle of the action, and well, this is where the action's coming. Oh, Drisk, that is unfortunate. Pulls out the slower, but Muppet was already elevated above to take them down. Crow here in the back of sight has to come up big, but not going to hit the shot. Wesley shut down, and only 3 players left. They've done this retake before, but that was on pistol, and they still ran out of time. Now they've got an operator that's going to be hard to get into there, and the shot misses. Knives are out, and the kill is found. This is very possible now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much Xeno's willing to commit here as they are man down. And lineups could be available for the spike. They lose one more. Will he save or will they continue to go for it? They find one they need, but
yeah, this
not
is
looking
call
up.
it off.
Yeah, don't want to lose that op this early. Would rather give off a round. they think they can win it back, but the timeout proved effective for the Tempest, as they were able to
Yeah.
well enough execute on A to take the site.
I think one
Xeno
thing
might
is they
look.
just didn't. Oh, Xeno does find one. I think one thing is they just didn't run into Xeno at all, which definitely helped them out in the fact that if you can just challenge the riflers over on A and make them uncomfortable, and that
Yeah.
op can never even get into the equation, then you've got a recipe for success.
Yeah, if you get the op to a point where the op has to get onto site because bomb is planted, then you're really putting them out of the comfort zone, and that may be the best way to attack. Xeno, speaking of, is going to switch to A, and after their successful attack, they're going to go try to make some success on B. Let's see if they can find it, or if this chamber ult will shut them down.
Oh yeah, that is a scary prospect because Patriot definitely shuts down the first one. Not gonna catch the jiggle peek. Eventually does, but the res comes up through. Almost saw the top of the head. That was scary. And now that they've been suppressed, it's classic out. Just gotta back up, play it safe here for Patriot. Now they get back out onto the tour de force, and it's just little jiggles. They're coming up close. This is very scary for Patriot.
He got his pick, got the res out. Looks like so.
But then got overwhelmed by close players, and now it's overwhelming here on the site as every single member here of Tempest is just completely surrounded, unable to get anything in besides Seven with the nice headshot. Now slow orb. Spike is being defused this whole time. They've got to go slow into an op, and that is not a good peak to take. Xeno gets the final one, and well, now an advantage on the board here for the Exos.
Yeah, I mean, when you get slow orb, there's almost no sense in peeking that, because, I mean, there's just nothing you can do. You know, slow peeking an op in general is just something you'd want to avoid, but when you're forced to do it, even to stop the bomb defusal, it's just never going to work out in your favor. And they had such a good retake of that site there. Patriot really helped out by getting those picks in the beginning, forcing res off. Looks like Tempest will be back to A, getting a little ping off there.
Ooh. They're ready to dash away. They missed the shot, but luckily they had that proc so they can reposition and instead take down Whisper. Again, an op is the one to find first impact. Last round it was that tour de force as Shemi peeks forward and whoo, taken out. Just like you said at the beginning of this round, you can never count out a chamber. So now that chamber's gone, the rest of these pistols may follow as well, though Evan and Muppet getting one apiece.
They're completely spread apart, but they find it even. Patriot not finding the kill he's looking for as they rotate from A to B, but Viper's coming through, maybe looking to stop a rotate into kitchen. Not getting the sightline he wanted on Drisk. Muppet is completely unknown. He's there. Oh, the chamber trip actually finds that.
Okay. This is a rough one. Muppet's actually up and around. This is a scary spot. And up above, yeah, Drisk not at all expecting it. And Patriot shut down. That is a thrifty. That's the pistols getting it. The positioning there from Muppet at the end, the one to lock it in, but the two of them, Muppet and Seven, just turn around a real rough spot, get into sight, get that spike down, and, well, they lock it down perfectly.
Yeah, it was truly that Shemi headshot onto Xeno that changed the tide of the round. As Xeno Go Kills seems to be the name of the game for the Exos right now, as we see him not buying an op again, even though they could have potentially afforded it. I want to change up how they play these rounds a little bit. Looks like a full commit to B, and the Tempest already sussing out yellow and placing down their walls with another Viper ult.
Just going straight for the ult for the plant, and Bone Man spam through, not going to be able to find him. Crow and Drisk, though, are able to find frags of their own, and now just There's bullets flying everywhere. Drisk with the res as well. Xeno with one. Make it two. Why not? Only left on to one more player, and that is Muppet, who, well, Xeno's gonna find him. That is perfect from Xeno. Was that a flank from them to just grab that double up?
I believe it was. I believe he smoked the chamber trip, so he was not detected. Uh, it's hard to say. The Tempest did not expect that in any way. Xeno going 17-4 is simply just a force to be reckoned with on this defensive half here. Will be very tough to explain how to defeat him.
It's fascinating that Xeno is their duelist player. It's been their second season on the Exos, and they are the caller, or at least they have been in the past. And that is, well, if you're that good of a player, it makes sense to call a little bit around yourselves or just move your chess pieces around the board to get the most impact possible. Now Xeno looking up over top, just sprays in, but dashes too far out of cover. And that means Wesley can get him. And it's another advantage for the attacking side, as now Tempest are just sprinting straight in. Wallbangs down onto Crow. He's forced to peek out, and Wesley has a second. At this point now, Spike can go down, and it's another retake on A that's looking so unlikely. They might even consider a save. At least just play for exits, see if any frags are given to you. And if they are, then consider it.
They have decent economy to be able to throw these rifles away in pursuit of lowering the econ of the other team, who is very low. But, they find the necessary picks to start with.
Oh, but Shemi, that frag goes untraded, and now this should be it as the lineups come through. So much damage onto the Spike, nobody's defusing that, and so it's just a run forward. Drisk trying to get out of the radius of that blast, sprinting straight up, and well, that's going to be the round. Even goes down right through the explosion, and we're tied up 5-5. Tempest and Expos, they're going all the way.
Now that may have been a round win for the Tempest, but if you look at their economy, they are struggling. They have multiple players with under 4,000 credits, putting them not in a prime position to buy at least full rifles and armor, while the Exos remain able to afford all of that. So we will see Shemi, however, counter that by having his chamber ult ready.
Well, let's see if anybody wants to play with Shemi here. As the peek forward from Whisper and punish back down, Patriot able to snap out of there. The res comes through, but Drisk has Wesley. They're just hemorrhaging frags here on the side of Tempest as they now creep up towards B. This site they've struggled with more in the past. Spike unable to get planted because of the spam through from Patriot, so close to even finishing that one off. And now, with Spike not plannable, they're in a real rough spot.
2 players low, 1 player down. It's a real tough spot for the Tempest right now, but they'd love to make something work here. Xeno still alive, still kicking. Multiple players on their flank right now. They're being surrounded. Hard to say.
They're going to need some individual to step up and be massive. Whether it be the flank that's shut down, whether it be Muppet getting a pick on one of these jiggles here. They're just trying to spam someone down, hoping for something, but no one's giving a peek away. Instead, it's just a slow creep. Xeno shutting down their avenue of retreat. And yeah, just drop the smoke, play it safe. Xeno knows this round is won if they just box all of these attacking players in. And yeah, Patriot, 2 more, on to 4, make it 5. We'll call it an ace, even though there was a res on in there.
That was just a very unfortunate position to be in. As soon as Xeno took contact on main there, Patriot swooped in and got the required kills to end the round.
Yeah, the spam was key to deny that plant. As soon as the plant was denied and the util ran out, they were just stuck. And anyone watching, the way to beat a full exec like that is to deny the plant, wait out the util, and then the other team is just stuck if they sent 5 players to any individual site.
Mm-hmm. As soon as that wall dropped, their chances of planting that bomb were basically 0. And they'll be looking to change up things with an A execute this round.
They know Xeno has to be somewhere around here. The knife, or no, excuse me,
Spike.
that was the ult. Oh, 1 for 1. Wesley, at least that's a good trade, but you're right. It was the spike. They've confirmed it. They should be rotating over in towards A. They hear the plant going down, and 4 on 4. Wesley takes the duel, but Crow wins it out. A good trade, but then Drisk is here again. The trading here advantages this defender side as they creep up. Drisk places a wall, able to tap onto that, but there's a player up above. They don't realize it. Shemi has him. And now it's a 2-on-2. Now it is anyone's game. Bone Man
Very
dropping
important.
off that to force him out of position, and Patriot finds the frag. Now Bone Man, you could just get on this one. Get on the spike, let your team cover, but oh, the ult, that is perfect. Perfect to take out Bone Man, and now, well, at this point, Patriot doesn't even really have the time in to stick it, but nothing they can do.
An excellent way to clutch the equal half at the end of the game.
Perfectly equal.
It's hard to say the tie between these two teams. However, Exo on attack with Patriot, that is a force to be reckoned with. I am willing to bet. I am very interested to see how these turn out. The scoreboards do not look even remotely the same. You'd be hard pressed to tell that it was a even half just off those. Yeah, we'll be looking to both teams here looking to get some advantage in the first half and maybe even steamroll.
Maybe. Yeah, we saw this first half as even, but because it's even, it means that now this pistol round is going to be very, very important. Whoever gets the momentum going, as it looks like just a slow default favoring over towards A here. Xeno just creeping up here, trying to find that opening for Expos. Not going to hit it, only a tag. Wall at least able to place. If that headshot went in and 7 went down, they would have been regretting standing there in the open.
They go back to A to try to start this execute.
Oh, this is now the sound cue. This is heard, but this finds out where one of those players are. Forces the TP back from the chamber. And Drisk wants to fake footsteps away. Not sure what exactly their plan is. Okay, yeah, they're dipping out. They're saying, nah, screw this, cancel this. We want to reroute and we want to fight into mid. But all of those rotates that came from B are now players into mid, and so Xeno has a lot on their plate as they're just finding the duels. Patriot actually the one to get it. Frag from behind. These two star players here for the Expo just looking up forward, looking to take even more duels, and now they can get into kitchens. This spike could even go down. Sage wall on the site means that the plant comes through.
Patriot caught out in mid.
Oh.
They lose a valuable player there as 4 move
but
in.
Xeno's lurk. If Xeno, this duel in mid is everything. This fight is everything, and Xeno wins it out. Now the rest of these players have to be wary of the flank coming in behind as they run in. Shemi has the one. They're getting all the frags. They don't have to worry about the flank yet, but they have to worry about Drisk on site, who's gotten to finally frag down. But the the Xeno flank comes through eventually. And Expos, they win that pistol.
Xeno was really low too. Xeno could have been one-tapped at that time if Shemi happened to have an idea of where he was coming from, but unfortunately after getting almost all the kills required for the round, Xeno finds themselves with the Exos. Round lead up, looking to buy here and continue this lead.
Knife dropped but canceled out. Wesley's up close. Twin taken down. That's a player gone, and now they're just running on in. Exos should just have this one real easy. I assume they're not going to get classicked out of this one, but you always say that and then caster curse it into existence.
Interesting. This is the exact same thing we had on the first half with a plant B and the whole fight taking spot here.
I mean, in an anti-eco, this makes sense. This is the the strongest strat that I would say should come through, because what are the classics going to do at long range?
Yeah, exactly. And we see the fight end the exact same way as it did in the previous half. However, the Exos do not have any deaths that round, so they can full save this round and have to limit their buys and be ready for a full buy round next round instead of having half buys. It'll be interesting to see. They look to favor A here as probably the shorter combat, the shorter ranges. But we'll see how it plays out for them.
Yeah, the execute's going to have to be tight. Up against rifles, Muppet and Shemi, the two to receive the brunt force of this attack, though. Patriot taking down 7 there in middle. This can actually pull a rotate away, but that is not what you want to do, because now the hit is coming in. Xeno is up close and personal. Spots out one, jumps up on top, dash in, but Muppet's actually behind the wall, and Muppet's gotten 2. Finally traded out, but that is plenty of impact for your sight anchor. Now Shemi's in here on the rotate. Do they expect the peek back down below? No, Xeno creeps around from the wall, and Patriot has 2 from mid. They got the opening in the round, and they close it. 3K in total. They don't lose out that bonus.
Muppet's wall play there almost had enough of an impact to stop the round from going against their favor, but Patriot's mid control that he gained in the early round was just so conclusive that him coming up the mid and getting the final kills was almost expected. It's interesting to see we go towards A again. However, the defenders do not seem to favor A this round. He's been scanned.
Yeah, they know where Shemi is. As soon as you know where a chamber is, you don't really know, because they can disappear and reappear at will, and yep, we'll just snap on out of there. Still, it's the attack, and this time, Xeno's the one going to be looking for some impact in mid, but instead, that's a blinder of a shot from 7. Takes them out, and now they converge on this gun, are able to pick it up, and even the flank can come through as they retreat out. Oh, they expect it. Drisk is so ready. With the flank nullified, they can go wherever they want.
Yeah, they tried to correct the mistake they made last round of having weak mid control. However, all of the mid control they gained will be lost in players as well. And just because they were caught off guard at the wrong place, wrong time. They don't know that Whisper's here on yellow, though.
This could be big if they get a multi. 1. Oh, 2. There it is. Whisper. Not a third. Left up onto 7, but if Whisper can get 2 crisp headshots, why not 3 for 7? They found the opening there in the mid duel. Do they hear the player over to their right? If they don't, they may just walk out into their death. Not looking, crossfired, and Drisk is actually the one to take it. Flawless half so far. Exos, they're doing great.
Yeah, Exos winning round 3 was a crucial moment, especially as the first half ended in a complete tie. You see them here winning the rifle rounds that are important. Xeno and Patriot proving their worth, as well as Drisk coming up on the attack side and doing very well for themselves. Patriot's buying an op here, so we can expect a belt peek off of him. But it looks like the Tempest look to respond with their mid control that they learned not to give away so easily.
Yeah. That being said, they're sort of blocked out in mid. And the creep up B main, it's Wesley who's going to look for the fight. Oh, going to be revealed by that one. Yeah, you got to back up. You do not want to take a fight when they already know their location. Instead decides to pull out a flash for a teammate to fight in, but instead their teammate just goes and dies. Trade onto Xeno and another one. Spray down onto Drisk. Able to now just back up, reload, play their life, and play the stall game because the rotates have come through, though that peek out puts it back into a 3-on-3. Shemi? Oh, this is a fascinating position. All the way back, they can cut rotates. They can cut rotates and they can cut heads. Grabs one, but Crow instant on the trade. Now it's on Muppet to do the same thing. And yes, the spike down, the rotator gone, and it's only Patriots op. You mentioned them early round wanting a peek, but now late round, they have to clutch.
Line one, but
That-
can they expect the same spot? Oh, they
Oh,
see
the drone.
Sova
The drone
dart.
reveals they both know exactly where the other is now. Creeping around, Patriot just wants to go for the fight. Patriot says, I have the operator. You cannot win a one-on-one with me. Now swaps over to be more mobile with the rifle and just going to sprint on into A. The fact that it's a flank coming through means that Patriot can just get this spike down, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Instantly going to plant here on the site, planning it for that defender spawn side, as the fact that their teleport is now gone reveals where the last player is from. Whisper. It's a risk reward in breaking that, as now they just creep on forward, and Patriot has gone around. Playing the slow game, playing the long con, as they now come up above, able to defend this spike from the high ground. Don't catch out the head. Whisper's walked around. Tap on the spike now reveals it. As Patriot walks forward, is Whisper aware of this angle? Oh, sees that no one's on the spike, confirms it, and has the headshot. Patriot clutching that one out. Beautiful, beautiful work from them.
Patriot is catching up to Xeno's performance in the first half, and man, the timeout cannot come too soon for the Tempest here as they try to reevaluate their decisions on defense as they try to come across a couple round wins here. They really need to pick up something as they have not won a single round on this defensive half.
Yeah. In the 2v1, they were just so separated. It was just two 1v1s so that Patriot could win out. They've got to get more drilled. They've got to get more together. Because right now, the individuals for Exos are just firing on all cylinders, clutching, multi-fragging, just going off.
Yeah, and it's a really interesting thing. After the round where they Patriot gained so much control at mid, they've been keeping mid. However, Exos haven't been going back up mid. They've been going up sites. They'll maybe peek mid, watch for someone to cross it, but they're not taking the full mid space as they did that one round, and it seems to really be affecting the Tempest play here as they really are looking for players to come mid. So it'll be interesting to see if they decide to reevaluate and assign more players to sites, which it looks like they may. One thing I've been interested in seeing is the chamber hasn't really been ever playing on a yellow box, which isn't on B, which is a pretty common spot to see a chamber. And it looks like we'll be seeing the Exos come here and try another A push. No issue making sure that they're heard here.
Yeah.
As the Viper ult comes out.
This ult is going to make it a little bit scary. Might as well just send the drone on through to look, but Muppet is playing up above. Such a unique elevated angle here for him. Not going to get spotted out at all, and I'm interested that they're even considering continuing to go forward on this. Xeno has the dash up, and Patriot has the shot down. Shemi is gone, and Xeno has such a timing. Oh, Xeno, this could be everything, and they're going all the way through. They could just decide to reroute. If they go towards B, Xeno cuts off every single rotate, but instead they're going through. This could be risky. If Crow decides to go in, Muppet should have him down, and yes, the first one found. Judgment reigned from above.
Yeah, but they have
But
no idea.
Xeno's still got the
back here.
timing. Oh, Xeno with the first one. Up so close. There's no way Whisper. It's like, wait, they're in our spawn? What the heck is going on? And now the site can be taken. Muppet is still here within their own ult, but outside of the Viper's pit is where this spike will be planted. And as soon as Muppet steps outside, Bone Man shuts them down. Only 7 left up, and well, not much they can do here.
Wow. Xeno just walking through the Viper's pit and finding 2 of the most important kills to completely kill their control of any mid or even back site and really allow Drift to come through and plant the spike. I mean, it was a really decisive moment of the round, and you got to wonder, how did he manage to slip through the ult without being seen?
Well, the issue was that there was Muppet inside of it up above, and then everyone else was watching like down below with the ult, but Xeno just sort of flew right over it.
Yeah, that's you hope to avoid it with the planting on the top there, but I guess it just wasn't caught.
You know, there's the FPS player, like, I don't know, stereotype that they just never look up.
Yeah, that is Very true, and may have cost them an important round here. Looking to execute here from the Exos.
Oh,
Sucking
Xeno
away
just
some time.
again finding an opening, and Whisper can't get anything. This just looks like a done deal. Everybody getting shut down. Xeno, why not find some more? Only Chevy left up as they start to creep forward. Patriot peeks out, and that is the closer. GG. Well played. A flawless second half
Yeah,
gives the Exos the win.
very dominant attacking half from the Exos there. Love to see it.
Love to see it indeed. Xeno, Patriot, Drisk, all of them on top there in the fragging department. They just sort of shut them down. It really wasn't much of a question once they got onto that attacking side. They sort of took over the pace of the map.
Yeah, and I believe after a short break, we are coming back with map 2.
We'll be right back, everybody. Alrighty. We get to jump back in. We get to jump into the second after a very I don't know
Well,
what this I don't know what exactly to call it other than a very one-sided second half, but a very close first half. We jump into map 2. If you can't tell, I'm stalling right now because I actually clicked away from where I had map 2 all set up. I was like, okay, here's what map 2 is. I know it. And so I'm going to rely on you. Surprise me. What's map 2?
map
Unless you
two,
also are forgetting.
map two is looking to be Ascent. So a very interesting choice here. Much wider mid
Okay,
area,
you know
but
what? You're right. I could have just looked at the gameplay itself to see that we're going to go into Ascent. I was like searching and searching, like I knew map 1 and 2 are somewhere, but it's Ascent. And well, here on Ascent, I believe that we now have an a defending side start for the Tempest.
ooh, that will be very interesting to see with Xeno, Drisk, and Patriot being so aggressive and decisive on the first or on the second half there when they got to attack. I'm very interested to see how they decide to counter that, what agents they pick, and just how
Yeah,
the map plays out separately. It's a little bit easier, I'd say, to defend Ascent than it is Icebox,
that's true.
potentially.
But Descent was the half that, or not, sorry, Descent. I just combined defend and Ascent. Defense was the side that they got 0 rounds in on the last game. So perhaps the Exos won't be as dominant on this one. Perhaps they don't have the same kind of plays that they did on Icebox, or
Hmm.
perhaps instead the Tempest have a couple more ideas here for this defense. Either way, Ascent is where we find ourselves for this second map. If you're just tuning in, the first map went in favor of the Exos. It was 13-6 after an even split at the half. Exos just dominated in that second, as now we jump in towards this agent select and we'll see what these two squads will be going with.
It's always interesting after an Icebox game to see how the team composition changes because Sage and Viper, like you said, are such dominant picks on Icebox. Just that map specifically, they have so much value. It's almost an instant L just not to use them.
Mm-hmm.
But very different team compositions coming out here with a interesting double initiator and
Yeah, the
double
Reign of the
initiator for both.
Fade.
Yeah.
Up on the other side, we've got well, the classic Chamber and Jet for Patriot and Xeno.
Yeah, they'll probably look to take some mid control with that. I would at least expect. Interestingly, Shemi and Muppet, potentially Reina and Yoru. Yoru is not a pick I would
Yoro
be
can't be
expecting
what the
here.
final lock is. I mean, I
Muppet
guess it
was
could be.
playing
I just don't
Viper.
expect it.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say Muppet was
Okay, we're
playing
getting some
Viper.
smokes here.
Yeah,
Brimstone coming on through. The KO for
that
Whisper.
makes more sense.
And we'll
Hopefully,
see, will
Whisper is
Drisk
able to counter
just going with
Patriot.
Sky here, it looks like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looks like we'll end up on Sky.
Whether it was their intention or not. Perhaps we'll need tech pauses. Perhaps we won't, and we'll be able to get into this one nice and smooth like. Well,
Yeah.
let's see it. Ascent, I want to ask, if you had to place a prediction here, Tavasi, what would you say? What side do you think that the Exos are going to continue their dominant form, or do you think that Tempest have a little more to show us here?
I mean, I don't want to count anybody out, but the play from Patriot and Xeno and ending up with Drisk also coming up and proving that their attack side was hard to beat, if not potentially impossible to defeat. So it'd be, in my mind, Xeno's team and the Exos here that that look like the potential victors. But as my team in advanced has won almost every game this season, anything's possible.
I
We
feel
could
like you
very well
come
see
in
a
with an
tie.
additional hunger if you lost the previous map.
That's true. That's something I could be underestimating. But they go for the mid control like I was expecting.
Oh, it's so fast. Is Whisper ready for him? Right next to, but a perfectly underhanded flash, but just decides to back up, knife out. That is the mistake that Zeno comes in and punishes. Now they're up, through market, off, down, into this B site where no one awaits. Instead, it's the rotates, and the first one is cut down. That's Crow onto Wesley.
Wow. Trying to find any angle they can sneak in here. But unfortunately, just losing one life at a time.
Seven. Oh, she's just stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Two players. It's only Shemi left now, and one and done. Patriot trading out Zeno, and there it is. Exos. Perhaps they will go flawless. So far, they've done it. What is this? 7, now 8 rounds in a row across the two series.
Yeah, it's a what can I say? It's a tough spot to be in. Pistol rounds, you know, you can only tell so much from a pistol round. It'll be really interesting to see, not this round, but the next round, when the rifles come in for the Tempest here, who comes out on top, and if they are able to stop this this consistent round loss here.
Standing ahead.
Ooh.
Well, Muppet's able to stop one. Zeno is gone immediately.
The shorty in the smoke seems to be a reoccurring theme, as I'm starting to find out. And it gets the one.
Oh, and now they have that SMG. Players up close, this could be very dangerous. As there's just a run in, nobody's looking, but it's so awkward. They split the difference between two targets, not able to get either one. Bone Man shuts them down. These last two players just gonna look for some exits, look for some players that might overextend into their waiting arms, but Patriot is aware the entire time, and Wesley is just completely boxed in.
It really looked, just for a moment, when they were next to that smoke and they had multiple people coming in onto site, no idea they were there, that they had the chance. But unfortunately, picked the wrong target at the wrong time. As they go to shoot one, another crosses by right in front of them to take them out. Unfortunate. But now we have rifles for the defenders and only one singular rifle for the attackers. It'll be really interesting to see how they are able to make this work.
Well, their first step is to look in towards mid. And that is successful. Muppet is gone, though. Whisper's able to get one back and to back up.
It's a good trade.
Hey-o.
Zeno is a powerful player to take out at the beginning of the round.
That's true, though. It's a powerful amount of space that they've gotten in this mid control. Shemi, though, this entire time has come in and wrapped around, so as soon as Crow exposes themselves, it's a nice, crispy one-tap. Shemi knocks Crow out of the round. Wesley grabbing Patriot, and now players have sort of been surrounded. They decided to go for that mid-control, but as soon as they froze, their mistake was having no one to cover A. Shemi up close, drops a flash, swings for a headshot. Why not? Heck, why not get one more as they push on forward? Instead, it's Whisper. And 4 players up alive. They maintain the rifles, and in this first gun round, they win it out. So finally, the flawless streak is broken, and Tempest put one on the board. Looks like we may be getting a tech pause coming on in through.
Yeah, as we have a disconnect here. That was a really interesting round. The defenders showing that with rifles, they can very well defend this map. I think they only lost the one at the start of the round due to a mismatched peak of multiple people coming out of tiles to the one holding arch.
Yeah, but even then, they traded it immediately.
Yeah, and a very well picked trade. It's hard to tell at this point who we might even end up with another even half.
Perhaps.
As these teams did start off pretty even, and like you
I
said,
feel like
there is the hunger to come back.
I feel like the script writers are getting lazy. We saw the first half last game go one team wins 2, and then with the SMGs, they lose out to the rifles. and then 2-1 score line. If this half goes even and then a team wins 13-6, I've like there's some voodoo magic going on.
Yeah, we'll definitely need to have a word with the writers' room after that, if that event does transpire.
All right, ready's in the chat. We're getting back into it. As now the match timer begins to count down again, 18 seconds before we jump into this one. First gun round. I like how Muppet had gotten the shorty success before and is now on the judge up close A main.
Do you think they will fall for the same trick twice? Judge. could be
Definition of
very
insanity
powerful,
right there.
But we are playing Valorant, so who's to say?
Oh, jiggles out. Shemi takes some damage for that first engagement. Backs off into safety. Patriot also going to be one to back up as now. It looks like the A hit's going to come through, and this judge might be the one to be challenged. Was up towards tree, but now just had to back around, hiding behind that door. Seeker comes through. They are revealed, and Xeno spots both. Decides to dash out. Doesn't want to take that fight. And Muppet, oh, it does work. It's good for a frag. The shotgun in the smoke, as it always seems to be. But now things entirely slow down until Xeno can get another pick.
Yeah, they maintain that mid control to a amazing degree. Jemmy looks potentially trying to find someone. Sneaking through here. May have heard Patriot. Finds him. Evening out the player base. Oh, Xeno catches Shemi.
Oh, this frag has got to be it. It's where the advantage goes here in this late round, but just
Shemi
resetting.
peeks.
Oh, Wesley, far range. You do not want to fight Xeno like that. Tag down to 9 HP, and now as they rotate into B, is the spike still going towards A? Shemi's now won the duel. And 7, she's up close here. Gonna go ahead and toss it forwards and fight. It's 1-1, but they've given plenty of time for the Shemi rotate, and the Shemi 3K on the round.
Yeah, and the trading contact between 7 there, that was a good hold. I mean, it's hard to tell that when the players go mid like that you're gonna get another A hit, but they held their nerve and they held A and won the round because of it.
Mid sort of just went silent there, and that was the key for them to say, all right, hold steady. It could be either one of these sites, and we just have to be prepared, and prepared they were. Shemi prepared for a mid fight here with Wesley as well, but no one's going to give him the challenge. Instead, they're grouping up for a B hit. Contact play into main, doesn't see anyone. Smoke down in front, so they've just got to wait. Ready to pop out from it, and Muppet spams down into it, and now they're out. They're all over the place. Wesley just starting to get surrounded, spammed down through the wall, but the frags are all going the way of the defenders. So much utility and through the choke point. Whisper and Co. knock them down.
I mean, with a round that decisive, you'd be hard pressed to find someone convinced that the defense that just happened on the previous round or the previous map took place, because that was an excellent setup. They stopped them. They couldn't even really get to shut the door, basically, much less get to sight. That was an interesting change here, and you're going to see them going back to A, as B was clearly just marked no go. It's not going to happen. That KJ is too strong. They're going to be looking to maintain mid control here with both Patriot and Xeno.
Oh, Shemi. Long-range headshot, but Xeno up at the close range, proving to be a menace here. Spins around for a 3K. Xeno is doing everything again. This is reminiscent as Icebox, as now they get the 4th, and only one more player left. It is Wesley. Every single teammate has dropped down, and Xeno, oh, we know they want this ace. They are hunting, looking for it, saying, guys, just chill. I got this.
But Wesley knows he's there. Oh,
here's a...
I thought he knew.
Oh!
Xeno doing an excellent job getting the ace, playing that mid play very well. And what more can you expect with the dominant play that we saw in Icebox continuing here on Ascent?
I'm a Xeno fan. The amount of impact that they provide, whether it be going for openings or just basically cleaning up, trading out every single engagement and winning the 1v1s as well. Just Xeno was a menace going up through mid there.
Absolutely, but Shemmy's here to try to stop that, buying an op. Looking to get an early pick out. They're smoking off top mid. It'll be interesting to see. Whisper wants to peek that. Oh!
Oh,
The spray through the smoke.
that's a rough one.
Shemmy's in danger here of getting caught out by 2 players.
And Crow Flash stuck in the corner. They reveal their back and are taken down, but Xeno instantly trades. Procs the dash, is ready to do it if they need to.
They know
And
Shemmy's
creeping
still
out
there.
into the fight, but Shemmy's not going to go for any kind of challenge. So Xeno just slowly backs away, concedes that one. Their 2 teammates are over towards B main, and they just want to give a little check, then go back to this mid presence. Nobody wanting to do anything, but somebody's got to take a risk here for the Exos. Somebody's got to get them an opening before they can even break into this site, but instead Xeno has gone down. Shemmy's op, as you mentioned at the start of this round, proving its impact. And now these last 2 players boxed into main, gonna go ahead and drop some Astra Orbs, some smokes, run right in, but they're not ready for Wesley up close. Beautiful control on the spray, the Phantom, making it work. And bringing up to a 4th. A great round.
I saw the util setup there from the KJ, and I was convinced. I was like, at least one person has to die going through that choke point, and they learned that previous time. But I wasn't expecting the util to not even be activated.
Yeah.
Just 2 quick headshots coming out with the spray. I mean, that was. What can
That
you
just
do
looked
when you
like they
have that?
were in the shooting range, just boop
Yeah,
boop.
I
Took
mean,
down 2 of those bots, just like that.
unfortunate no one peeked lane, but how can you expect someone to still be lane there with so much site
Oh,
presence on A?
last round we mentioned Shemmy as being very important. This round, they're immediately just gone. Drisk founds 1-7. She has to back up. She has to reposition, and well, Xeno in the meanwhile has gotten a mid player. Why not? Classic Xeno, always able to grab that one. Creep up forward, grab
Oh.
another. Sure. Why the heck
Oh.
not? Why not Xeno with the 3K? I mean, it's just
They're-
beautiful to watch.
They're finally able to get their A play to really work for him. Of course, it's on the back of Xeno go kill and almost another ace. I mean,
There's just like little gaps that are left to be that pick on Shemmy in mid that lets Xeno just run on in and go crazy with it. Pulling out the knives, why not? Blade storming it up, and 4-4. We stay even. We're on track for another even half.
yeah, the understanding I'm getting is that if the Tempest lose a player here, it's just a quick snowball to the end of the round, it seems. Xeno and the Exos are really able to find the cracks. However, Shemmy gonna be creating some trouble of his own with that op, looking to also reposition. Well done.
Yeah, that is a great find there, and as you mentioned, the opening picks are so important, and now there's an opening pick for Tempest. Even some info that 1 to 2 players are here over into A main. They begin to start
Shemmy
to
has-
shift.
I think Shemmy
Yeah,
has the
Shemmy's
chamber
still
peek
looking mid.
down. Oh,
Oh, Xeno's aware though. And Xeno is taken down in mid. Whisper with the aggressive push on through. And now that leaves just these A players and Patriot, who's gonna get suppressed here. Boneman is actually gonna get 1 though. And with the flash they run through the smoke, it's so aggressive, but the aggression is working out perfectly. Boneman has another spike able to get planted. Seekers are procced and knowing exactly where they are. Drisk swings, but not ready for the second. Wesley and Whisper getting a kill apiece, and now it is only Patriot, that defender Killjoy, able to just
Yeah.
lock things out. No way that they can get in and stop that defuse, and no way
Yeah.
that they can even escape with their life.
that went back and forth so much. I mean, when the Exos got to plant bomb there, I honestly thought the round might just be theirs, but then the picks came out for the Tempest, and they really turned the round around, and unfortunately was not able to get the KJ ult down and swung into 2 people. So it just ended up being a tough round to win, and looks ever more like we will be getting another even first half. Exos finding for sure that A site is the site they want to take. However, Tempest understand this and are stacking 3 people on it. 1 in mid, waiting for Xeno to make a move.
Yeah. Well, Xeno often makes big moves, makes a big splash, and this time they're gonna find it well blind. Why not? Sure, Xeno, go for it. Go off, and go get a second kill. Xeno, both frags in mid. They're still gonna head into A, which is where 2 more defenders remain. But with Xeno already getting them such a big advantage, it should just be about playing together, playing it smart, and they're even deciding to back up Xeno, pushing forward once even more here. Fight towards tree. That's a third. 7, she is out of there, and finally Wesley equalizes, but now they're in a 1-on-4.
And they have no idea the bomb is going all the way around the map, is already basically on B site, but it doesn't matter because Patriot still wins the fight. An excellent, I mean, it was unfortunate that Shemi thought mid was safe and seemed to peek out with the leer in hand, allowing Xeno to get that very critical start of the round kill. Shemi is too important of a player for the Tempest to lose early round here, and as a Reyna, it's really hard to go for early picks with the leer in its current state of not blinding the full distance of mid. Puts you in an interesting spot to try to find picks on defense.
Ooh.
Shorty and Smoke not working out this time.
Finally, third time is not the charm. Whisper has sprayed 2 down, though, through a smoke as well.
Doesn't know there's one on stairs, though, so may unfortunately get caught out off of that one.
Oh, but they're going to get the suppress, and they're going to toss a flash out. The problem is, you're right, they expect the wrong way. Ult denied immediately. Drisk pushes in, takes down Shemi as well, even damage onto Wesley. Drisk, the star player to step up in the place of Xeno.
Last round before the switch.
I mean, just the crucial picks coming in. It's so unfortunate when you come out of a doorway like in Market and you have no idea someone's on the stairs.
It's just a 50-50. Like,
Yeah.
you got to look one way or the other. They guessed wrong, and they had a flash out. Just double bad luck.
It's
Badly not
unfortunate.
canceling out.
You'd hope they might use the flash to get them safe out of the door, but unfortunately looking to maybe expect someone in logs there. An early pick from the Stinger.
Ooh, I like this aggression. I like this sort of as an adaptation to try to get this round in. They have weaker guns, but they've got to go for the buy, given the fact that this is last one of the half. Wesley is up close, though. Another one. Stinger working out to put him into a 3-on-3 to create some chaos. And now we'll see if the SMGs can make the chaos work. Xeno says no. Whisper is knocked out of there. But the spike's going back towards A, and that's actually where this stack is.
There is no even sign of a rotate from the Tempest here. It's very...
Oh, that is a
He heard
great...
where the drone came from. And now
That's great.
the Exos rightly understand that there's still 2 people on A. Muppet can grab the rifle. Very important.
Yeah, scooping up the rifle. Stim Beacon to just get their sprint shoes on to run on up. Xeno drops a smoke in mid so that they can just dip right through onto B. Gonna be able to get the spike down. Xeno is alive, so really I would say this round favors the Exos, but at the same time, this could go either which way.
Xeno really looking to make the Exos have a advantage coming into the second half.
I like this sort of crossfire setup where Xeno's just sort of playing the bait setup, but now they just decide to peek out. No audio cue, no nothing, just pure Xeno diff. as this half doesn't goes even. This half goes 7-5. Exos are favored over Tempest, and now they swap to that lucrative defensive side.
Yeah, it's man, you saw it happen to Wesley earlier, and now for Xeno to get that in such a crucial round, they deny the even half. The Tempest here going to be looking to get pistols as hard as they can. I mean, making sure I'd love to see a fast push here and just really try to overwhelm, but they will be meeting head to head with Xeno. So if
Yeah,
he
I
doesn't
think
hit his first shot, they have a chance.
true. I think one of these kind of set plays is going to be important because the momentum's not going their way after how that half has ended, with Xeno just sort of swagging on him. But this time, yeah, they do just group up. They go fast, and Muppet shuts down two.
That's
Wesley with
exactly what
another
they
one.
needed.
Classics are perfect, and you're right. It's exactly what they need.
Taking that back. Spike
Still a
planted.
little cautious mid. They may not know. Oh, Shemi
That's one.
getting a little bit too far into the enemy lines, perhaps. Didn't expect both players to be caught at the same time. The turret shooting through the wall.
What?
The turret was wall banging right there. Onto Bone Man when the
Excuse me,
contact
what?
was broken.
Do we have to replay this round, Riot?
Yeah, we'll have to get Riot Games on the phone after that one. Unfortunately, I don't
Oh,
think
nice
it will change
one.
the results of this round.
Ooh, but that's that. The round goes the way that we expected. A couple of extra picks. Many players going to go down. Everybody going to go down. What's the opposite of a flawless round?
Well, I think they're looking to get the extra buy money you get from dying to strengthen their buy here, as they look to get. I think that's an Ares I see with a bulldog. So hopefully they get the potential wall bang on Crow here. But really interesting to see how quickly they're able to take the site, as that was the name of the game previously.
Grabbing the ult orb, just running on in. Crow about to be overwhelmed, tries to jump away, but shut down. The Stinger able to get one. Spectre gets another. Bone Man having just one on the Classic, and there's a Xeno flank coming through as well. That being said, site is theirs. They're going to get these post plants on ready.
Planted.
Risk has been seen. Oh, and gets taken out.
Player standing.
Okay, I don't think Xeno does it with a Stinger in a 1v4.
Chevy with the 360, but unfortunately does not get the kill to tie off that display of.
That would have been sick.
Clearly, they're feeling good about their positions on attack, but they come into the Exos with rifles here, so it'll be potentially a tough round coming up. However, if they are able to keep their fast executes, they stand a chance.
Yeah.
They've been completely ignoring mid, which is interesting.
Perhaps this is some kind of anti-strat, or perhaps this is just a feeling like, hey guys, Reshe, do not stop. But the thing is, the rotates and the flank are coming through. If anyone gets impact frags like that, I think the Exos can just have this one in the bag. Seven, she jumps up top, takes down Patriot 4-on-4. Oh.
Drisk getting the critical kill.
Yeah. That keeps this retake oh so doable. Seven, she spots one out, but realizes that they're coming from both directions. Has to just tuck and take cover,
Odin.
but spam down. Crow with the Odin, providing some impact right there. Another one. Headshot onto that little tippy top of the dome. And up
What do
to
you
8.
know?
First gun round's the win.
You may be surprised to see a Sova with an Odin on Ascent. It may be a shocking sight to see, but they pull it out here almost as expected. And the interesting thing is they took full advantage of mid. They noticed that the Tempests have been ignoring it. They don't have the correct style of character to contest mid as well as the Exos do here. With the Chamber and the Jet, they really just can have as much mid control as they want and get out for free. So it's gonna be really limited to full person site takes here. Actually,
Ooh,
as I
I
say
would be
that,
worried that the Reyna and the Fade can't provide enough impact as the Chamber and the Jet. That being said, they're still going to be going for it. Xeno, though, going for a fight of their own. Finds one headshot, not a second one. Seven, she trades it out and whispers up close into a smoke. Does Drisk realize this? Drisk walks in and Drisk is shut down. That's an advantage. That's a 2-for-1 in mid. And now that they finally get mid control, let's see what they do with it. Straight up through mid, smoke drop down, and they're looking to head straight market into B.
whisper in a smoke again.
Oh,
get it.
oh!
Like it's traded.
Yeah, sigh of relief at that trade. If it wasn't traded, they could have just been throwing the round away. But instead, a good trade in and still a good spot for him.
They have the Odin on
Hopefully
B
come
and
through.
the Chamber on A. An interesting spot to be. Oh, and they know.
They
Whoa.
know. That's a perfect pre-fire. Seven,
She hits
she
that
just
amazing headshot.
locks him out.
Spike planted.
Patriot, you might as well save. Really, I wouldn't even consider going for a retake like this. It would require some big mistakes on the side of Tempest. And so Patriot might as well just keep their own economy in a good spot, be able to save this, perhaps wrap around and catch an exit frag on someone trying to leave.
Yeah, you may be able to buy someone else next round, but it'll be interesting as we maintain the tie throughout the first 4 rounds into this half. It's a much closer game than Icebox. Shemi's really coming into the duelist role here, but Whisper is also all the smoke plays really paying off. It'll be interesting to see what they're able to scrounge up for buys here and
Yeah.
how they decide to defend this round.
I think if Tempest wins this game, it's going to be very scrappy, as a lot of these rounds have been. Exos have shown that they have the ability to dominate, but when Tempest make it a little bit crazy, they can get some of these rounds on lock.
The interesting thing I'm finding with both teams in these games is they prefer a site, which to me, I don't. I don't prefer a site in any way, but all 5 here slowly coming up main, caught out by the smoke. The KO ult, the flash is
Suppression
coming
flash. Oh, this is perfect. Is it a clear? Yes, it
Wow.
is. Patriot goes down. Smoke's obscuring so much vision. They just swarm onto the site. Drisk through, though, getting a double.
in. Drisk finding the perfect 2 to stop plant, but
Oh, but
unfortunately,
Whisper's still back out. KO ult, helping him out there. Xeno spams down the wall, but then has to reload. That is rough for Xeno. Now that they're out of it, it's only these last 2 players up towards heaven, getting naded off, and now they're going to try to at least come back into this one. It's 8-8. They don't want to give up the advantage just yet. But oh, they've been detected. They know exactly what's going on. The jig is up. And the retake, I would say, isn't possible, but a good wallbang from Crow. And now a good little headshot, a dink down. 2 players over towards main, but the rifles come out on top. SMGs are not enough for this defending side. As Tempest, they have a lead in this game.
yeah, and it's going to be tough here for the Exos. They find themselves on a really hard save round after that. They tried to make something work there. Unfortunately, could not do it. The Tempest finding you don't really need mid control to be able to take a site in this map, and
We survive.
but they will this round with their better weaponry be looking to make early picks here. However, let's not count out Patriot with the Sheriff on a Chamber, the Headhunter.
I'd never count that out. And well, Muppet, though, has counted 1 frag there onto Drisk. That's 1 player at least out of this round.
They're already up into tree and
This
basically into
is-
heaven. No, very
They
aggressive.
just sort of blindsided him.
Whoa!
Oh, okay.
And
Never count him out.
as we learn all too often, sometimes if you're a little overconfident, you can be sat down if you make the wrong peak, perhaps. So Exos looking to come back in here and now have a rifle in their hands.
Oh, they've got a rifle, but they've got so many angles to
Oh.
clear, and Seven not seen on that off angle as she's gonna grab 2, and Whisper's gonna grab frag onto Boneman. Everybody's down, everybody's out, and 10-8 now. Tempest, if they continue to just spiral this economy that they've been able to win out, this could be everything. Though that being said, we've now got all of these rifles being purchased up for the Exos. This is where they've got to come alive. This is where they've got to say, okay, you got your couple rounds. It's serious business now.
Yeah. They have the rifles. They have the ults. They even have an ultimate advantage. But will that be enough to stop the ones? Oh, Shemi making an excellent pick at the start of the round. Exactly what needs to happen. The Tempest look really strong on this map. They
Oh,
don't know
Zeno. Oh, Zeno. They've pushed in the flank. They hear the footsteps of both, and so they're going to try to line them both up. That being said, the spray only works onto one. Can't control it in time. Whisper with the trade. Zeno, they haven't been able to get those huge impact rounds that they were in the previous half,
You should run.
including in this one as they only get one. The exec coming in, though, and Zeno, the fact that they flank through B means that they know it's got to be A, and that's exactly where it's coming in. Killjoy going to be placed down. The lockdown is everybody just has to back up. That means the spike can be planted, and that means we reset into a 3-on-3 retake. It's all about this defensive side trying to get back in, but Seven has been tagged. And Shock Dart gonna come? No, it bounces off the other way. Drisk, though, is the one to come up close. Tosses the flash in, runs on through, and sprays him down. Seven is gone. There's a flank coming through, but this flank might not mean much. Whisper up close, though, does grab Drisk. Immediate trade, and now that is why they can just back up and play safe, because the ult is online. Drops the orbital strike, but it's not going to be enough. Too far away. The fact that the spike was already at half means that now Exos are right back into this one. That first rifle round, they do mean business. Muppet, though, gets one at the end. And this is going to keep the economy real honest for them, as they've got to rebuy a lot.
That kill at the end of the round there actually means that Bone Man will not be able to buy full armor coming into this round, which is a significant disadvantage, especially when you're playing with Whisper on the Phantom, hiding in your smokes. He can just one-tap you. But let's see if Tempest can pull back ahead here as they just narrowly don't manage to convert that round. They look like to be going for B here, but Zeno gets the pick that he needs.
Oh,
But
and Zeno's still here in
unfortunately,
sight.
it's Rezible.
This could just be everything. Frags, going all of the attacker's way. I said Zeno could be everything, but they amount to no more. Muppet gets the spike down here on B as these players spread out. The last two defenders are wondering how they can even get back in. It's a good start from Crow.
Crow and Drisk
One enemy remaining.
could very well.
Oh.
Unfortunate pick timing.
Headshot.
But Drisk does get
Through the
7.
wall.
Pull cat.
All right, no way Drisk goes for... This time is too low. Drisk, how can you even get back into this one? Flash is good. It's damage, but Wesley just has to play the time. Drisk runs out of ammo, and that's that. 11-9.
Unfortunately, didn't track him far enough behind the box. Was just a little bit off there. Could have gotten the wall bang. And if he did get the wall bang and get that kill there, he would have still had enough time potentially to defuse.
He could have gotten a
It's
half
hard
and
to
then
say.
perhaps found the frag and stuck it the rest of the way.
But now we have Tempest looking to convert the last 2 rounds with a very even amount of kills on the scoreboard. Not too far away
Yeah.
from each player.
They were just working together to shut down that star power of the Exos, just not letting anybody come online too much. Despite how much Zeno may want to, I think Zeno really needs to show that same prowess they did in the first half, or we're just going to see 2 very attacker-sided Abs of Ascent, something I would not expect to be saying here. Creep up forward. Oh, that is the spike. Muppet could be playing a little bit of a risk here if they lose it there within the smoke. That being said, they're just going to play the patience game and let these players come up from catwalk, run in. Now the ult comes through. Drisk, they know exactly where you are. Nothing that can be done with the ghost. Nothing that Xeno can do there on site. And now these pistols, this partial buy round, is going to be dealt with, and it's going to be match point here. The Tempest can lock in.
The Exos did save this round in hopes and giving it their all next round, trying to get any sort of rifle or weapon taken from the Tempest here, but unfortunately not able to do it. Not able to take a player down. Tempest looking in good spots to take either side, as both side takes recently have been very convincing.
I think the Exos, if they're able to, they need a timeout. They need something because they're just sort of looking uninspired right now. There's not enough plays for sort of information that can get them something extra. And even when they get those plays, like what we saw with Xeno's flank in mid, it was just one and done, traded out. Perfect Valorant coming down to the trading here for Tempest. As now they're looking again to send the spike towards A, but this time Patriot is on the angle and Patriot has the headshot. That is a solid opening. TP's back away. And now that they have the opening pick, just like we saw last half, the opening pick can dictate where the rest of a round goes.
Tempest has been starting to default rather than 5-stack sights. Pro,
Ouch.
absolutely great pick for the Exos here. As they look to keep this man advantage up, but Whisper's coming up mid here.
Ooh. Whisper might have a timing, but made a footstep. So Bone Man should be aware of it. Has eyes if Whisper decides to go all the way through. Yeah, Bone Man's just sitting up close, waiting. But now Bone Man pushes forward. That is a mistake. You gotta clear that corner. Even if it's unlikely there's a player there, the fact that there's one in this round and the fact that Wesley and Whisper have gotten even more frags. Yes, Crow has one, but instantly traded out. And Drisk, that is crucial to get things back after. I thought they'd just thrown the advantage away.
30 seconds left.
Chemmy's here trying to make the last ditch attempt worth it.
If they clutch this for the map, that would be massive. Walking onto the site around the generator, they spot the head of Patriot and they get it. Now it's a one-on-one, and now the rotate from Drisk is coming in, but there's plenty of time to get the spike down. Shemmy gonna go ahead, drop that Lear up, and close the door down, but pushes in front of it. Such a huge brain play, and it's massive! Tempest tie it up. It's 1-1. That
doing great
was
there.
beautiful.
Clung too much to that position outside of B site and wasn't able to be there when needed when Shemmy got the pick on A. And unfortunately, it was all too readable as we end this series 1-1. An excellent comeback from the Tempest here.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of like you talked about how all of these series seem to go 1-1. Perhaps it's just the fire lit under the players when they lose that first map. Perhaps it's just complacency when you win the first map. Perhaps it's something else. It's some voodoo magic happening in VDC. Who knows? Who knows what the script writers are up to? But I know what we're up to, which is to thank everybody for tuning into this one. This has been a fun one to watch Exos and Tempest just go head to head, and especially to see the stars like Xeno shine, but then the team play of Tempest take it in the end.
Absolutely. It's been a great series. And I will believe we will be back next Saturday with the next match of the week. And thank you guys very much for watching both matches tonight. A 2-0 and a 1-1. Very well played.